Hey everyone, Carrie Beck here with Family eBiz, where we help you start and scale your online business and find freedom in your life so you can do what you're called to do, what's most important in you and where you are right now. We are in the middle of a series on consistent sales. We have covered so many great topics. Today, we're going to be talking about the consistency code. How do we smooth out sales in our business? Have you ever been on the sales roller coaster? Oh, yeah, I got a lot of sales. Oh my goodness, there's nothing. And you have incredible months, and then other months you have crickets. The reality check is volatility comes from relying solely on launches, and you're having to launch something every single month just to make a sustainable amount of income. We need to take a step back and look at some systems that you could put into place and jump off the sales roller coaster. We're going to talk about how do you build reliable, predictable sales and no more income whiplash. So let's dive in. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please click subscribe and leave us a review, leave us a comment here. I would love to hear how this helps your business. Let's talk about tip or tactic number one, and that is the subscription model. And y'all are like, I know, memberships. Let's go back. This goes all the way back to the 17th century. There were publishers back there that were selling books and periodicals via subscriptions. You would sign up, and every month or quarter, you would be getting a new book or a new book of the month, I think is what they used to call it. The modern view of that with physical products, we can talk about something called the Dollar Shave Box, the Dollar Shave Club, excuse me. And this is where they sort of bring back the razor blade subscription model. And every month you get some new razor blades at a discounted price. That is another type of subscription. Another one are all these kid ones that you see all the time, and you can join up, and I don't have the name of it, but they get a little activity every month with the supplies in that box. So a lot of people have gone to subscription boxes. You can actually look at this too from a digital view. I have something called Gigi's Mailbox Club, and that is where you sign up, and every month you get a Bible lesson with, you don't get the supplies, but I give you the verse, the Bible story, the craft, the snack, and some extra things as well. And so that is in a members area. Another one, a subscription model, and I would love to hear what subscription models y'all have. Leave a comment wherever you are listening and let me know. Do you have a membership? Do you have a subscription model that can smooth out those months that aren't quite as high? Another thing that I do basically with Family eBiz is we have a membership. We have a mastermind. And so I have businesses like yours that pay me every month, and we meet in small groups and we help each other out. We brainstorm things that can help. We look for strategies for your specific business and how you can get to the next level. And so that is a continual every month. I'm not mailing something in the mail, but I'm giving a service. And they do get trainings, and there's lots of other stuff that you're getting along with that. The thing about the subscription model is recurring systems create predictability. Let me repeat that. Recurring systems create predictability. You can't rely on one-time launches forever. You will go crazy. And I actually tried to do that. Every month I had something new going. And then I decided to take a step back and find a new way because it was killing me. Coming up with a new webinar every month and which product and after a while they didn't really care. They were just getting on the webinar to get some information and they weren't really buying. So I had to space out. I still do launches. I think launches are important. We'll talk about that in tactic number 3. This is maybe a mindset shift for many of you. You need to make peace with systems. Systems will offer stability. They do not stifle your creativity. In fact, they enable it because you have a system in place and you can be creative within that system. Say goodbye to the launch roulette. That is, like I said, an emotional roller coaster. You're worrying whether this month you're going to have enough money. Consistent sales free you to focus on what truly matters, and that is serving your audience and creating solutions for their problems. And a membership or subscription is one way that you can steady out your sales and have more consistent sales. If you need help coming up with some of those ideas, let me know or leave something in our Facebook group as well. We'll leave a link to the Facebook group so you can leave it for this particular podcast. All right, subscription model. Can get rid of that roller coaster. Number 2 tactic, evergreen funnels. What is an evergreen funnel? It is an automated system that will sell your offer continuously, day in and day out. You've seen them. You go in, you sign up for something, and then they say, do you want to watch it tonight at 7 or tomorrow at 10 a.m.? You click it, and the platform will figure it all out. And it will, at 7 at night, it'll send you an email with that recording, and it looks like it's live. That is a wonderful way. There's a lady named Gillian Perkins. She built a funnel that earned her $72,000 with a 4 to 6% conversion from cold traffic. She's an entrepreneur, a podcaster, a content creator, and a homeschooling mom of 5. She teaches these different business strategies so that people can find freedom in their life. I love what she wrote about herself. She says, I'm a homeschooling mom of 5. Sometimes my kids are around the dining room table. We're teaching. There's mild chaos within our house, and dinner is over there simmering on the stove. My life is not always Pinterest perfect, I wish it was, but we certainly have our fair share of fun. And so she is down to earth, and she's going to teach people, how do we do this online? How do we set up an evergreen funnel? 2 platforms that she uses, and you can use a variety of them, but I think this is interesting. ConvertKit, email, product, easy webinar. She uses a webinar to steady her sales with an evergreen funnel. Now, I want to have a caveat. You don't just go in and make an evergreen funnel. I personally believe you must launch your product, like a real live launch, 3 or 4 times. You've got to tweak it and find out what really works. Get that webinar the best it can be so that it converts, and then you can turn it over to an evergreen funnel. All right. What is your evergreen funnel? Leave a comment wherever you are. And if not, what funnel would you like to set up that would be evergreen? So first question, do you have recurring income? Second question, evergreen. Can you give me answers to either one of those? Leave a comment. And then tactic 3, mix live launches with evergreen offers. Live launches generate spikes in income and excitement. I just had one, Homeschool Superheroes. Oh my goodness, that group it was it was exciting. We were playing bingo. I was giving away prizes. We had speakers that were phenomenal. That was a spike in sales. But I can't do that every month. I can barely do it twice a year. But that is a launch, just like I launched my Raising Leaders Not Followers course as well. You need to launch something live before you ever put it in evergreen. When you do this, when you launch live, your webinar is your lead magnet. Events drive sales. Events drive sales. Your webinar is your lead magnet. You give it for free, and then you're going to sell something on the end. But you do need to know your product. You need to refine your product. You need to know how to market that product so it converts. Just because you have it out there doesn't mean it's going to make sales. And you need to take that live launch and then transition it into an evergreen mode that would work constantly. Y'all know my coach. I've talked about her a bunch, Amy Porterfield. This is exactly what she teaches. She believes live launches help perfect your messaging. And then she also teaches how you can take that live launch and turn it into an evergreen product. She teaches webinars because they work. They make sales. And if you're afraid of it, just say, okay, I'm going to do one for 20 minutes, and that's it. It doesn't have to be an hour long. You can do something short. You know, for Amy, she does not have a lot of products. She sells her DCA course in September once a year, and then she has an evergreen course, List Builder Society, and that is available all year long. And so that is what smooths it out. For me, I do launch my Raising Leaders 3 times a year. And then I have backup things. I have some ebooks and unit studies and things like that that I will sell that are available at all times. So, what is your flagship product that you or course that you are going to launch at least once a year or twice a year? And get it down to where maybe you turn that into an evergreen. I have my reasons why I haven't turned Raising Leaders into an evergreen. I could, and maybe someday I will. So, we are going to talk about how can you get off that roller coaster? Subscriptions, evergreen offers, and then mix your live launches with evergreen. What do you need to do today? I want you to pick one existing product or a planned product. Decide, is it ready to go evergreen, or do you need one more final live launch to optimize it? If you've never launched it, then you need to launch it. All right. And that's a whole nother system in and of itself. Once you've launched it 3 or 4 times, you've tweaked it with how the whole funnel works, then you can turn it into evergreen. So what is that one existing or planned product? And then plan your next step. Either draft your evergreen funnel or schedule your final live launch, either one. But both of them need a good, solid webinar. And if you're not sure how to plan a webinar, I have a free tool for you. It is our 7-day webinar action plan. And you can get that at familyebiz.com/7-day webinar. The link is in the show notes. Perfect way to get started. And you can use that for tactic 2. Tactic 3, you can even use it for recurring because you could use webinars in your recurring marketing. So systems beat sporadic hustle every time. Subscription systems aren't new. They've created income stability for centuries. Let's follow something that's proven. Number 2, evergreen funnels. Automate consistent sales. And number 3, live launches can fuel evergreen success if you do it thoughtfully and you pay attention to how your marketing is. So build your business on a foundation, steady systems, not launch pressure. Your creativity and your bottom line will thank you. So build your business on a foundation of steady systems. Grab our action plan, 7-day webinar action plan, and sign up for our VIP day in a couple weeks. I am teaching an all-day course, VIP day on webinars. This is going to help you build a stable webinar that will convert. Now, obviously, you're going to do some of the things we've already talked about. You got to get the right audience. But a webinar isn't just teaching and then at the end go, hey, by the way, I got this. There are so many little moving pieces that you need to know. And that's what I'm going to be teaching at our VIP webinar day. So join me and use the link to sign up. Hey, thanks for spending time with me. I am Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. We'll talk to you next time.